Starting off 2025, my goal was to read 50 books. We are in September now, and I have read 27 books. I am in the middle of two, and I feel like the goal to read 50 isn't a goal of mine anymore. I feel like I rather read quality books than trying to reach a number that I set for myself. I mean, it would be nice to actually reach my 50 book goal for this year, but I'm also okay with not reaching it, but having more quality reads. And last year, I finished the year off with 31 books, so I feel like I definitely will surpass my goal from last year. But today, I wanted to talk about my top reads for this year, as well as my fall TBR. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Yen, and I make videos about books, productivity, and real estate. So out of the 27 books I've read so far, here are my top reads for this year. My first book would have to be Demon Copperhead. This will have to be at the very top. And I don't think any book I read later on in this year will ever top that. This book is just so amazing. It's well written. This is my first book from the author, and this is a book that I read for my book club. I run a book club in Houston called Left on Red, and we meet every second Thursday and fourth Thursday of the month. The second Thursday is for the book club discussion, and then the fourth Thursday is like a social. We read together, and it's like an accountability thing where we can get our reading done as well as just make friends. So this book is a modern retelling of David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. I am not a Dickens fan at all, but this book has made me consider reading the original David Copperfield. And this book follows the main character, Demon Copperhead, from birth all the way to his young adult ages. And we go with him through navigating the foster care system, his struggles with addiction, and the abuse that he endured growing up. We also get to learn more about the Appalachia Mountains and the stigmas that surround the community. We also get to see how the opioid epidemic was affecting everyone in the US, especially in the Appalachias. This book is not something that I would pick out for myself. I was actually interested in this book because it had a really high rating on Goodreads, and so far in the year, there wasn't really a lot of outstanding books that I've read. So this one definitely caught my attention because of that. I never annotate my books. I don't really like to. And it's something that I wanted to get into, but I also feel like once I start annotating, I feel like I'm just reading like a paper for school or something. But this book had me annotating. I bought sticky notes and I like marked everything up. I also have to say that the first three chapters of the novel is really hard to get through, and that is something that me and my book club have agreed on, where it's written in first person, so it takes a little bit to get into the narrator's head. But once you get past chapter 3, it's actually like really enjoyable and it goes pretty fast. So it's a really, really good book. I really enjoy it and I highly recommend that book. So my second top read of the year is Dracula. This is a gothic literature classic. I went to go see Nosferatu when it came out, I think sometime in January or February, and I really enjoyed the movie. But I was like, damn, I'm in the mood for some Dracula now. We actually read this for our book club. It won the vote. So we read Dracula and then we watched Nosferatu again at my house for a movie night just to compare the book to the movie because Nosferatu, takes inspiration from Dracula. This book got me into gothic literature, got me into horror. I really love the style that it's written in, like through letters. The characters are funny. The book is very dramatic. Like reading it the second time. So I read it back in high school in senior year, and reading it again now as an adult, it's so dramatic and it's so funny. And Lucy is like the epitome of a pick me. And then Mina is just so cool and she's really smart and really funny to me. And then just everyone else, all the other characters, they're just really dramatic. So we're gonna switch genres. My next top read of the year is The One Thing. It's a pretty short read. So if you didn't know, I'm a realtor in Houston and it's my full-time job. So most of the time, my reads will switch off between fiction and nonfiction. This year, a majority of my books were nonfiction, and this book has helped me not only in my career, but also from my day-to-day. It keeps me productive. The main thing about the book is just focusing on one thing that will move the needle in whatever you are trying to do and accomplish. It's very easy in all things to like get overwhelmed and have a big to-do list and not really know where to start. So this book definitely keeps me level-headed and clear on what I want to focus on each day. Like today, like my one thing to do was to film this video. So I'm doing it. And then everything else is just extra optional. So it just, I guess, streamlines and just helps you focus on what matters. And it's definitely something I apply every single day. But if you're not in sales or business or whatever, I still highly recommend reading it because you can apply it to anything. And now we're gonna switch back to fiction. So the next book that I rated highly this year was A Certain Hunger by Chelsea Summers. I found this book at this bookstore in the Heights. It's called Kaboom Books. It's a used bookstore. It is run by a lovely couple, and they have a shop dog, and the store is filled with books from floor to ceiling, and it's really great. But I found this book on the shelf, and what drew me to the book was that it's a horror, but it's like a satire also, and it's about this food critic who really loves food, but she also really loves having sex. So she like combines those together and she becomes like this serial killer who eats her victims. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the writing style. The author has a way of like manipulating the reader. I remember when I finished reading the book, I felt unsatisfied, and I think that's what made me give it such a high rating. So when I was reading it, I was trying to understand the narrator, and I was trying to understand her head and like why she would do the things she would do and like what brought her to this point. And while reading it, I really couldn't pinpoint like a turning point, like a breaking point that made her do that. So I think the whole point of the book is like you can't really understand psychopaths. You can't understand serial killers sometimes. Like they just do what they do. So I really enjoyed that. And I thought that was like the whole point of the book. Is just like you can't, you just have to like take it as it is, I guess. And my last book of the year so far that I really enjoyed is Strange Houses by the author Uketsu. This is a Japanese novel. It's very short, I think 150 pages. And I started reading this book by myself, 1 to 2 chapters in, and then I went to tell my boyfriend about it. And I was like, this book is super cool. Like, it's about this. And he got interested in it. So he wanted to read it with me. So we started reading it together. Before bed, he would read out loud to me before we fell asleep, and it was really fun. It's a really interactive book because they have floor plans and pictures and visuals, and I remember me and him would like talk with each other and try to figure out what's going on. It's a mystery thriller slash horror. The book has floor plans throughout the whole thing, and the way it's written is like a transcript, like an interview transcript, so it's really cool to read it in that format rather than just like a traditional novel. This book is about the author's friend who wanted to buy a house, but they didn't feel comfortable with it for some reason. So the author takes a look at the floor plan, and they notice that there's like a room, like a empty space between walls that have no access to it. So they're wondering why they need this space. So he like gets help from his architect friend, and they kind of just like hypothesize what the room is about, but then it turns out to be kind of true, and they're just trying to solve this mystery of like what it was used for, and it takes a dark turn, but it's really good and well done. I would say that the ending was a little disappointing because that's just not my type of horror novel that I would like to read about. Okay, so now that we talked about my top reads for this year so far, I want to pick out my fall TBR with you guys. I love the fall. I love spooky season. My birthday is in the fall, and since moving to Houston, we don't really get that fall spooky vibe as much as I did back up in Boston when the leaves turn color and it gets a little colder. It's still pretty hot out right now. It's still 90 degrees to like 95. It's starting to cool down a little bit, but it's still not like a true fall. But last year in the fall, my main genre or like main vibe that I was going for was like horror, ghost stories, haunted houses, just things like that. But I think this year for the fall, I want to focus more on dark academia and like those type of vibes, and maybe like gothic literature because it still has like the same like somber, like low key, kind of eerie, like depressing vibe. I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. I just, along the vibes of dark academia and gothic literature. So let's go over to my bookshelf and pick some books out. So here is my beautiful shelf of books. I tend to like get rid of books that I don't like or won't read, so that's why it's a little empty, because I just did a what do you call it, an unhaul. Yeah, an unhaul. But we're gonna go pick out books that I want to read for my fall TBR. Okay, so I honestly don't know how many books I want to read per month. Um, I'm thinking about two a month because it's 3 months in the fall season, so September, October, November. So I'm thinking 2 books a month, but I also have book club, so it might be 3 books a month. But these are the books that I want to read for this fall. Yeah, so we'll get into it. I'm gonna first start off with Babel by R.F. Kuang. So this beautiful book. I actually am halfway through, I think, or almost halfway through. And I was actually really afraid to start this because I heard some things on social media and TikTok. Hi, Momo. So my cats are really clingy and they follow me everywhere I go. So right now he's in my bookshelf and that kind of annoys me because like he'll push the books out. Yeah, so Babel, I was afraid to start this because all over like social media and TikTok, they said her books are too textbooky. It's very academic, and honestly, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy this book so far. Is it wowing me like Demon Copperhead? I don't think it is, but I do appreciate and enjoy the book. I think right now it's at a 4-star read for me. I started annotating a little bit in this too. No sticky notes. I just am directly like bracketing and writing in it. If I have longer notes, I'll write it in a sticky note and put it in the book. But I really enjoy this so far. If you don't know what Babel is, it's about the effects of colonization, and there's like a magic system with languages. The next one, so I actually got Babel because her new book was coming out. So my next book to read is Catabasis. I got it from Target because it was cheaper. This is what got me interested in reading R.F. Kuang. Like I was kind of interested in Babel for a while, but I didn't really like go for it until this book came out, and I was like, okay, I might as well read that one too. But the premise of this is like based off of Dante's Inferno, and like these two students go save their professor's soul and they have to travel through hell. So I thought that was really cool. I don't really like hardcover books. I like paperback. I kind of hate that this is hardcover, but I guess the edges are cool. I also hate sprayed edges. And then I guess the cover, like when you take out the jacket, that's also really nice. I think when I read it, I'm going to take out the jacket because I feel like I might ruin this part. But I'm really excited to read this one. The next one that I wanted to read is The Queen's Gambit. This book, I watched the Netflix show first and I enjoyed it. Me and my boyfriend really enjoy chess and playing it. We also have a mutual that we meet up with at this coffee shop in Houston. It's open till 2 a.m. So if you are in Houston and you know what coffee shop I am talking about, please comment what other coffee shops there are in Houston. Like I kind of know most of them, but what is your favorite coffee shop to go to? I think some time has passed since watching the TV show, so I will read this book and it's pretty short. Let's see, how many pages? 242 pages? Yeah, so it's pretty short and I think I'll be able to finish this pretty quickly. Excited to read it, and it's following the dark academia like type of vibes that I'm going for this fall. The TV show is really good, but I hope the book is better. And I also have other books from him that I haven't read yet. It's on my shelf here. I have these 2 books from the same author, The Hustler. It's about pool and billiards, and I love pool and billiards. And they have the sequel, so The Color of Money. So I haven't read these yet. I'm also excited to read these, but I don't think I'll be reading it this fall. Moving on, I'm gonna read Brave New World. I've been meaning to read this. I think I read this as a child and I didn't really understand it or appreciate it that much, so I kind of want to read it as an adult. For our book club, this month's genre, after we discuss The Alienist, that's what we're reading this month, but after we discuss that book, we're moving on to dystopian novels. So I don't know if anyone recommended this book yet, but this would be so good to read as the book club read. So I'm hoping someone will recommend it. If not, I'll recommend it. But I know like we have 1984, we have The Handmaid's Tale, we have Fahrenheit 451. So I might just like recommend it. So it's off. You could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, pretty much. And then my last book is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I saw the Disney movie. I didn't really remember the Disney movie as a child. I was like, what is going on? But I heard this book is really, really good, and I'm excited to read this. I got the Oxford World Classics edition, and I really love how like it just like, you see this? It just feels good. And my cats are fighting right now. They're fighting. Oh no, they're really fighting. I gotta show you. Oh my god. Oh, oh. Ooh. Okay, that's enough of that. Let me like center you guys back over here. Okay, sorry about that. My cats like to fight, and it starts off with Momo wanting to clean Appa, and Appa doesn't want that, so they just start fighting. And so, yeah, so I wanted to read this one, and so this is romanticism, romantic literature. I kind of want to classify this as gothic literature too, because it's about the Notre Dame in Paris, and if you ever see that cathedral, it's super gothic, like the architecture of it, and so I want to read it. I definitely want to read this one. So that is my fall TBR. If I end up finishing all these books with the book club reads included, whatever they are, I kind of may pick another one. I think I will do this one. I think I'll do The Night Circus again. I've read it before like 5,000 times. Oh, what is wrong with my copy? Okay, so I bought this. I don't think I read from this copy yet. This is like my third copy. I had the original one I read, I gave it to my friend. The second one that I had, I threw it away because I was moving. But so I bought another copy. But like, I don't know if you, so these like edges here, they were smooth before. And then I don't know if you can see that. But now they're like popping out. So I think the glue is getting bad, like the binding, and that kind of pisses me off. It makes me sad. But this book is amazing. Super, super good. One of my favorite books of all time. I didn't read it this year, so I couldn't put it on the list. But it's about these magicians, and it's basically a battle of to see which one is better, inherent magic or learned magic. And they fight in the confines of a circus, and it's like a romance novel, but it's not really heavy on the romance. It's like a slow burn. But this book is really, really good. So if I can get to it this year, I will get to it and read it in the fall. Like it's like the way she writes in the prose is so good where you can feel like you're like actually there at the circus and you can actually smell the apple. Momo knocked something down. I don't know if you guys can tell, but Momo is my problem child. Like he always causes things and he knows he's not supposed to do it and he still does it. But yeah, you can actually smell like the apple cider and the cinnamon and like the fall and like the crisp air. This book is ultimate fall. So if I can get to it this fall, that would be amazing. So there you have it, my top reads for this year so far, as well as my fall TBR. Hopefully I get to finish everything that I'm planning to read. I really don't know how this season's going to turn out because usually in real estate, the fall and winter are the slowest. But for me in my business, the fall time is where it starts picking up for me for some reason. So we'll see how it goes. If you enjoyed this video, please give this a thumbs up as well as subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. And let me know what you guys are currently reading this year and what your top reads are, or what is your fall TBR looking like. I'm always looking for new books to read and add to my shelf. But anyways, I'll see you in the next video.